Hello everyone, and welcome to the first Monster Hunter World stream. Not sure if I'm exactly live at the moment or not. Just gonna wait for my channel to update. I'm playing around with a new situation with the comments off screen. So I'll refresh the channel again, just trying things out. Alright, yep, we are definitely live. So I'll be going to the YouTubes to be reading the comments. Starting off on this screen because the intro screen is actually spoiling something at the moment. So, anyway. If this is the first video anyone who would maybe be new to my channel would see, then sorry. Anyway, this will be Monster Hunter World from the perspective of someone who, as you can tell, has not beat the game yet, but has gotten a fair bit into it, and has Monster Hunter experience. At the moment, only Monster Hunter Freedom Unites, the main guild's story quests completed. So I'm relatively new to the whole Monster Hunter experience. Anyway, let's get right into the new game. New adventure. I'll be giving some hints and tips and explaining certain mechanics as we go. I'll try and voice the not voiced dialogue as I see it, but we'll have to see how well I can keep up with it all. Long loading screens, but there are not many loading screens in the game, since it is Monster Hunter World.
Sisters and brothers of the 5th Fleet, it's time. I'll keep my farewell brief. Never was much with words. Once you board this ship, there's no turning back. The next ground your feet will touch will be that of the new world. If any of you have lost your nerve, then step away now. And let no one judge you. Very well. Then sail safe and strong. And may the Sapphire Star light your way.
Yo! Did you hear? We're almost there. You ready to grab this new world by the horns? Don't know about you, but it feels like ages since I left home to join the commission. So, nervous? Believe you me, I get it. Anything could happen to us, but hey, that's happened.
Hey, aren't you one of the A-list hunters?
What? No way! So are we! Hey! Tell us your name!
Oh no, I don't remember my name. I don't remember what I look like, because I have to figure it out. I love how the girl sitting there on the table already kind of gets bullied away by these rude people. It's a fun little Fun little thing they did there. So, not going to be spending much time on this. I'm probably just going to be modifying some presets. What are we going to use? This looks like some old pro hunter. Not really what we are, but let's see if we can do something with this. Let's see, hairstyle, change that a little bit. So we go here. Yeah, that is fine by me. Oh no, not cancel changes. Confirm. Voice, I do have to give him an older voice because he's an older gentleman. So let's see, preview. Bunch of grunts. Where's that old man voice? That's the one. Perfect. Default armor. Letter is fine. Alright. Expression. Quickly gonna change that though. See what we've got here. Expression 2, expression 3. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, actually I have to preview. Yep. Happy. Very happy. Creepy. Ridiculously happy. Oh, I think I'll just stick with regularly happy. Yeah, normal happy. That's fine. Great. Gonna be calling this guy Jaeger. There we go. Is that spelled right? Let's see. Jaeger. Yep, I think that's spelled right. That's an okay name. I accept. And the cat, the Calico, or Palico? I've been calling him Calico this whole time. Anyway, what are we gonna get? I always find this such a difficult choice to make, these presets. There's, some of them look kind of okay. Some of these guys look like they want to stab you in the back though. I wouldn't trust bringing half of these cats along. Like, look at these guys. They look so conniving and devious. Like they're just waiting to take your place. Stab you in the back. Yeah. This guy looks kind of like a panda. No. You look fine. You're fine. Everything else. Voice, I don't think I care too much to change the cat voice. I think the standard is just fine as is. Fur pattern. Just gonna have a look at the other options. I think we've already got the best looking one. Default armor. Yeah, don't want him going out naked, he'll freeze to death. Give him leather armor. And finish. So, this one will be... There we go. Is that spelled correctly? Yes, I believe so. Good to go. He's looking around saying, oh my god, is this really gonna happen? Am I really gonna get put through this? I'm afraid so.
To the A-list! And the commission!
Cheers!
So, tell me, what's your theory? The Elder Dragons must migrate to the New World for some reason. After running the research commission for 40-odd years, the guild's itching for an answer. They say the Fifth Fleet's got the best shot at cracking this case, and I agree!
Keep it down. Hey, speaking of, A-listers usually operate in teams of 2. Have you sat down with your partner yet?
Listen to that. Getting rough out there. The waves are picking up. That's gotta mean landfall. You're on the A-list, right? Huh. Meowdy-do. I'm not psychic, but I do have pretty good ears. Ah, put her there. I happen to be an A-lister myself. Oh, whoa!
Alright, here we go. We've got control.
Anybody there?
I got a feeling our main character is one hell of a good listener.
Oh, hey, it's you! Look what happened to the ship! We have to do something!
Yeah, ships aren't supposed to be doing that.
This way!
Ships aren't made for climbing.
We need to get out of here. I've got an idea. This way. Whoa. Watch yourself.
I'm losing control of the camera pretty frequently. It kind of snaps to certain directions. Like now it's focused upwards. But it would snap towards the boat and towards the rocks at the side.
Hurry.
It's pretty funny. I could just completely overtake her here. Don't fall behind.
Oh, wow. Vibrant.
Oh my god.
I think my first encounter would be filled with so much packing. Shoo! Shoo! This way! No! The ground's moving again!
Uh-oh. And we're still moving.
We're on! I knew it! Time to hitch a ride and get off this thing! Come on, let's go! Get a good running start, then jump!
Whee!
The new world. Huh? No. What's this? Somebody must have set up this camp.
Can I not go in this direction? I'm more interested in a giant colossus that we just fell off its back. Drops of water didn't even notice us. Nope. Camera's fixed in position.
I found this in the tent. It has a map in it. Well, part of one at least. Looks like we're right around here. The Research Commission's base of operations is here. This is where our ship was supposed to dock. For now, I think it would be best if we make our way to base. The map should help us find our way.
Alright, we've gained control of the camera. Let's have a look over here. Okay. That colossal beast is no longer there. Yeah, I'm on my way.
Look, the Research Commission's headquarters. Come on, let's get going.
Here we go. The zone introduction of the ancient
According to
forest.
the map, to get to HQ, we need to...
What do we need to do? Please tell me. I'm stuck.
These Aptonoths seem every bit as docile as the ones back home. It looks like we need to go around.
Where did you go? Ah, there you are.
Something's up. The scout flies are gathering. What a weird plant. There's one over here, too. Come on, I think I found the way back to base.
Are you sure?
I had the scout flies memorize my scent earlier. If you lose sight of me, just follow the scout flies, and they'll lead you right to me. We can push our way through these vines.
Right, through we go.
Don't pick a fight if you don't have a weapon. We need to hide. Come on, this way.
But why don't I have a weapon?
Hurry up and hide.
I'm trying.
Okay, the coast is clear. Let's get going while we still can.
Alright, here we go.
Nothing can stop us.
The start of Monster Hunter World is very much on rails. But they'll stop the hand holding pretty quickly.
What is this track? There's more over there. Let's check it out.
You're too slow, old man.
Don't mind me. This way, hurry.
Okay, let's go.
Move.
You young whippersnappers.
Move. That is not good. What are you waiting for? Get over here.
Giant T-Rex. Yeah, not good.
Come on!
Jump! Hey,
You all right?
let's go.
Okay.
Here we have a beautiful cat's mural with an interesting design. They'll do that a lot with the like Aztec style.
Wow.
Amazing, ain't it? Just look at this gate. It's like nature meant for us to build a Stera right here.
Stera. I like it.
The rest of the Fifth are already here. You're the last to arrive.
Okay, set him down here. Take it
I'll
nice
need to
and
tape
low.
up your shoulder. Hold still for a bit.
Hey, you guys made it.
Be right back. You're alive.
Had it rough, huh? When we couldn't find you two, we were starting to sweat bullets.
You scared us. We were talking about going out to look for you.
All's well that ends well.
Hey, we need a hand!
Sorry.
Come on.
Catch you later.
This here's our trade yard.
Guess the name says it all.
Look at all the people. The stuff.
Incredible, right? We've got it all here. We've got hunters to do all the exploring, scholars to do the research, technicians to keep them going. This place is the beating heart of the Commission. Wait here a sec. Commander, I found him.
Welcome to Astera.
And he forgot how to talk. I'm glad you made it. Somehow, I knew you would, though. When you've been in command as long as I have, you start to learn who's capable and who isn't. Now, as much as I'd like to get you up to speed, I'm being pulled in about 8 directions at once. We'll cover the important matters at Council, which I'll be convening once things settle down. I expect you two to be there, of course.
Your reputations precede you.
The Guild spoke highly of you as individuals. Think what you can do as a team. And before I forget, your furry friend was looking for you. Poor thing washed up not too long ago. Go ahead and have a look around Astera. A horn will sound when it's time for Council.
Well, off you go.
Okay, I'll give you the grand tour. Let's start by looking for your palico. This is our stockpile. They carry most of the basic necessities.
You should drop by later to see what they have.
Alright.
Next is the smithy. It's this way.
So, hello guys.
Over here.
I'm on my way, don't worry. So what were you inquiring about, Sonic?
You're with the Commission's 5th Fleet, right? The old man in charge, my grandfather, was with the 1st. That was a long time ago. Me? I'm not with any fleet. Born and bred right here. Never even been to the old world.
This will be your initial experience with the main hub. So this is where you'll be coming back between missions. Pretty impressive design. Very, very creative. Very cool stuff. Very piratey. Very pirate-like. Like we're watching a Pirates of the Caribbean movie right here.
Here's our smithy. This is where you can craft weapons and armor. You'll be here a lot.
Wow! Look at this place. Want to check it out? Ooh, it's toasty in here.
Next up is the canteen. Let's check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna ignore these guys for now, since they're not asking me to talk to them.
Want to get going?
The canteen? I am so there.
Here. Over here. This here's our canteen.
Hey, over there. Hey, you! Aw. I knew you'd pull through.
calling for a council. Come on.
Yeah.
Now that you are all here, let us begin council. After tracking a migrating Elder Dragon across the sea, the 5th Fleet have finally arrived in Astera. Give them a warm welcome. They're a fine group, worthy comrades who will help see the Research Commission's long efforts finally rewarded.
Check out that absolute badass sitting in the right, in the back there. Look at that guy.
Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, sir. We're ready to roll up our sleeves and get our hands dirty.
This here is the Commission's core team. You should all get to know each other.
Looking forward to it.
Now, down to business. The latest monster to make the Elder Crossing is known as Zora Magdaros, a huge monster with a mountain of fire upon its back. The Research Commission's job is to discover exactly why the Elder Dragons are migrating to the New World.
Elder Dragons have been with us since the dawn of time. Altering the ecosystem, reshaping the land, leaving disaster in their wake. Once every decade or so, they flock to this continent. But for what reason?
With the Fifth's help, we will find the missing link.
Here, here.
Now we're talking!
Hunters, for the time being, I need you to focus on investigating our Jagras problem and securing Astera. Start by investigating the Jagras' habitat. Find out what makes them tick, and we'll go from there.
Right. We're on it, sir.
Everyone else, you know the drill. Make sure these hunters have everything they need.
Now we're talking!
You two, make it a priority to learn how we do things around here. You'll find good teachers, so don't be afraid to ask.
You heard him. Stick with me and you'll have no problems.
The Fifth's banner promises a change in the wind. It's your job to fulfill that promise. All right, dismissed.
Alright, so the field team leader, not even here a whole day and already got your first mission. You really are ready to get your hands dirty. Well, let's go look into this Jagras problem, but you'll need a weapon first. There's a box full of equipment you can use in your quarters. Come on, I'll show you the way. Okay. That little red clover icon. The little red clover will show you your objective, usually. This is our room. Bit of a loading screen every now and then.
We've placed some basic gear for you in that equipment box. Make sure to choose a weapon that suits you.
He's a crafty feline. Working on the gadgets already. So we have to get a weapon. Okay. I'll be focusing on the weapon types that I'm already kind of okay with. Change equipment. The tutorials. I'm just gonna hover on each screen for a few seconds. I'm not gonna be reading them very much. If you're interested, you can just pause it. Armor sets 5 pieces. Exit tutorial. Okay, and here you can tell the equipment slots. The armor slots are here on the right side, and on the left is a weapon equipped slot. We've already got a set of equipment by default, it seems. The hunter's knife and the leather armor. but they make every single weapon type available for you from the very start of Monster Hunter World, it seems. In fact, I think you had every type of weapon available for Monster Hunter Freedom Unite as well. So you can really, from the very start of the game, customize your playstyle and pick the weapon you want to fight with. So mostly I'll be using the what's this called? Charge Blade, I think. I'll be using Charge Blade, Lance, the Greatsword. Is there anything else? Those will be probably the main weapons I'll be using. I'm not that great at anything else. Not great at Hammer either. So just be starting off with the... Should we use this? I think I'll use the Greatsword to start off with. It's pretty easy weapon, I'd say.
A close-range weapon with low mobility but powerful attacks. A
Okay.
special support weapon. A defense-oriented weapon. A
Check
defense-oriented weapon. A weapon that lets... A ranged weapon. A heavy weapon. Close-range offense.
Okay, that has 3 stars. I'm just checking which weapons have 3 stars. So the sword and shield and the dagger types, dual blades, I guess, both have a 3-star rating for ease of use for beginners.
A close-range weapon that...
So does the longsword. So the 3 weapons here have got a 3-star easy for beginners rating, which is cool, but I'm not going to use them. Here we go.
Want to get going?
Alright. Talk to the handler in the
Once you're ready,
canteen.
head to the canteen. I'll be there waiting with a quest.
You can get more familiar with your weapons at the training area. Just talk to the housekeeper to get started.
Housekeeper. I know this looks like some old closet that we turned into a makeshift room for you Mew hunters, but that's not the case, I promise. It's fully furnished with everything a Meowster needs. You have your very own equipment box where you can manage and change your gear. I just hope you don't mind changing in front of others, because you have roommates. Didn't they tell you about that? No? Okay. Moving on, your room also comes with an area to manage your Palico's gear. Right next to your bed even. Convenient, right? Oh, one more thing. If you need access to the training area, just come talk to me. I'm here to lend a paw 24/7. I aim to please. Now, what does Meowster need? So you can straight up go to the training area right off the bat after picking your first weapon and start practicing with that. But I'm not going to do that because I already kind of know how to fight with this, kinda. Some hints on the loading screen, you can cycle through them. Indeed. Now that you have access to the armory and provision stockpile, grab what you need. Once you're done, go meet up with your handler in the canteen to sign up for a quest. She's my handler. Like I'm some kind of
Handlers sort through the research commission's leads, and the ones they deem worth our attention become quests.
Hey!
Let's get this party started. Oh, are you leading the way? Come on, man. Get a move on if you're leading the way. You have an easier time getting around if you use the lift. Yep. So you've got some basic pathways that the lifts take, and they're relatively easy to move around Astera anyway without lift, because you can see exactly where it goes. The first lift will take you up. The first stop of the lift would be the blacksmiths. And the next stop is actually right next door. It's right here, the Great Bridge. So these are 2 floors technically on the lift that you're taking. So you've got the waterfall bridge, and if we use this one, we'll be doing one of the most pointless things you can do in Astera, because you can just turn the corner. And here we are, just 10 feet away. But it's a pretty good way if you're going to the canteen from the trade yard, at least. And here's the lift exit for the canteen. You'll see yellow exclamation marks above the heads of NPCs that'll give you quests through the game. Kind of like a MMO style going on there. And we'll talk to the handler first.
Right on time.
Okay, partner, time to get down to business. The guild teamed us up for a reason. From now on, you're my hunter, and I'm your handler. I'm the bread to your butter. Got it?
Oh yeah.
The 5th Fleet's first mission is to survey the Jagrass habitat. Then we gotta cull a certain number of them in order to secure the area. We can depart as soon as you sign up for the Jagrass of the Ancient Forest quests. Are you ready?
What are we waiting for? The new world awaits.
A wild and wondrous new world is waiting for us out there. Alright. So you can post quests at the handler or on the quest board. And I'll probably say that here. Assignments. Assignments further the story. Optional quests are often assignment quests or assignment hunts. You cannot complete assignments, but pretty often when you hunt certain monsters, they'll move to the optional portion. So you can kind of farm out monster gear after completing assignments dealing with those monsters. Investigations is a whole other issue we'll probably get into in a minute. So everything else is grayed out. We have to pick assignments. It's 1 quest. No condition. Failure condition. Time expires. Fate 3 times. And it tells you which monsters are in the zone. Also the time left. The bottom left. The reward money. The objective. Stay 7 Jagrass. And we've got 50 minutes to do that. And we're not allowed to let the time expire or faint 3 times. Accept the quest. Quest countdown. You're free to explore Astera until preparations for the quest are complete. Grab a meal at the canteen. Shore up your supplies at the provision stockpile. Get the latest gear from the smithy and armory. And adjust your equipment and organize your items at the item box. You'll be heading out into the field in no time. Take a look at the upper left corner of the screen. When the quest is ready to begin, you'll see a notification there. Once you're prepared, press the touchpad. At any time to enter standby, you can then wait a minute. You can go on standby by pressing X at one of Astera's gates. From the party members statues menu. Wait, I've got that all muddled up. From the party members status menu, selecting standby for departure will have your party depart on the quest as soon as all preparations are accounted for. If you are the leader of the party, pressing triangle will let you depart first, with all other members who with the other members who are on standby. It does seem complicated to get into. It's very much completely oriented around the idea that you could be online and in a party with other people constantly. So they've got this setup. You can see party members 1 out of the 1. So we're in a single player story kind of experience right now, but it still shows you in a multiplayer kind of setting, because you'd see party members like 1 out of 4 if you'd be going online. Did he actually tell us to eat now? Well, I'll talk to this fat cat over here. Meowscular Chef. Hey, welcome to the canteen. The best place for you to boost your hunt. You're from the 5th, right? Well, let me clue you in on what the canteen is all about. Gains. Health, stamina, whatever. Max gains. Go on and sit down over there at the counter, scrawny. When you're ready to get your pre-hunt on, let me know. Okay. Well, let's do it. Let's make all the gains. Let's see, eating meals can boost stats such as health and stamina and grant special food skills. Select the meal you wish to eat from the menu. Wall of text. Food skills, probability of being activated. Fresh ingredients, raised probability. Meal effects, and when any of the following happens. This is kind of important Monster Hunter stuff. Completing the quests, you lose your food buff. When you return from a quest or expedition, or if you faint, you'll lose your food buff. And that'll probably be most obvious if you choose the random food buff. You'll often get health and stamina. And if you faint, you'll see that your health and stamina are back at base levels, which is kind of demoralizing. Anyway, you can eat again at camp after a short time. After eating a meal, about 10 minutes. Nice of them to be, you know, a little not too ambiguous and vague over there. Don't forget to eat again after fainting. Meal effects will carry over when starting a quest during an expedition or when switching from an expedition in one locale to another. That's pretty cool, actually. That's an interesting extra tidbit there to bear in mind. Okay, the second option is usually just these. These just one to pick. I usually pick that one. Extra special touch at the end there. Alright, and I think we're ready to go. Like, I haven't checked any of my items or anything else, but I'm just going to be following their instructions. I'm not going to be doing anything crazy. Depart on the quest? Sure. And our little pet pterodactyl whisks us away into the great unknown.
All right, this is our first job. Let's do a quick review of quest rules. Rule number 1, complete the objective to complete the quest. Easy, right? Each quest has an objective. You can't consider the quest done until you complete that objective. Our current objective is to eliminate a specified number of Jagras. Let's check them out. We ran into some Jagras on the way to base. The small monsters, remember? I think we saw them somewhere around here. Want to check it out? Rule number 2, use the supply box. The Commission supplies us with a loadout of certain items for each quest. They're in the supply box over there. Have a look and decide what you should take along. Ready to go.
Okie dokie. Checking the supply box. This is actually, there used to be, I think in Freedom Unite you had 2 boxes. You'd have a box to take items from and then a box to hand items in at. But here there's just one. The big blue treasure chest looking thing.
Oh yeah.
This is where you get all the free stuff. Hey. I don't know if they'll let me do this, but I'm gonna try and go in here. It's, what do you call this? Wigwam? He's already getting angry. It's like, hey, you're not supposed to go in there. Camp offers 5 basic amenities. Use them to prepare for the hunt. Tent, supply box, quest counter, your palico, and a canteen. Okay, yeah, I'll probably have a quick look at each of those. They're very minute, you know. I can't tell you how long I went without even realizing you could get into this this tent and change stuff. The tent lets you swap the items you're carrying and change your palico's equipment. That's actually a huge deal because you're mid-quest and you want to change your equipment. Maybe you brought the wrong weapon for the occasion, and you need to change your loadout. You can just about change everything you've got on you. You can restock items, change your armor, everything. The works, all like mid-quest. Like you get your ass kicked by a monster, you can completely adjust your strategy on the fly. Fast travel, man, they're really explaining things before you're normally hearing them. This is a good thing. Item box, you can take out items, change equipment. So here we can pick a different weapon. Before we brought the wrong weapon for the type of quest. Certain weapons will be like more effective at dealing with certain monster types than others. And you've got a tutorial for every type. I'm not going to go through all of them. I'll check out the lance. Have a quick look at that one. She's not saying anything? Come on, handler. Are you come on. Are you slacking? You're supposed to be telling me what this is all about. No, she's silent. She's not saying anything. Oh well. If the handler's not going to explain it, then I'm not watching the tutorials because you're supposed to explain it. Anyway, off we go. Here's a canteen where we can eat foods, get the food buffs, kind of the same as we got with the Meowscular chef back at the base in Astera. Here's the palico, where you can't really change his gear here. You have to go in the tent for that. The only thing you can do here is ask him to stay behind or come with you on the mission. The free stuff from the box, and she'll give you new quests, but we're in the middle of a quest, so we probably can't do that. Right, I better keep an eye on that time limit. I mean, it's 50 minutes. I imagine everyone would stop watching if I spent 50 minutes just talking on this quest. Okay, let's go.
Want to get going?
Yeah, sure. Off we go then.
Want to get going?
Hey, that's more like it. Yoink. Item bar. Press L1. And then...
Be careful.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, you've got a couple of methods of selecting items in this game. You hold L1 and then press square or circle to cycle between all of your different items. Or you can not press L1 and just press the left and right buttons on the controller. Or you can use the wheel, which is a tricky thing to master. Off he goes. Oh, I love this bit.
Ready your weapon before attacking. Keep in mind that what you're able to do depends on whether or not your weapon is drawn. When you're investigating or gathering items, you'll generally want to keep your weapon sheathed.
I'll mark gathering sites and monster positions on the wildlife map for you.
Alrighty. I'm pretty sure I wandered around the game for hours and hours on this quest. Actually, for as long as I could, I'll put it that way.
You can gather honey and mix it with a potion to make mega potions.
I think it was after this quest that I wandered around for hours just figuring things out, gathering everything that could be gathered. Just like getting lost in this like world full of crazy amount of things to learn and new mechanics to master.
Over here!
Yeah, I'm here. What's up? Guess I'll pick all this stuff.
You can use that as slinger ammo. Great for getting a monster's attention or creating a distraction. Over here!
Yeah, I'm here. What's up? Are we good? I guess we'll go through.
A pack of Jagras. Those are the monsters we're after.
Let's see how you hold up.
Geronimo! Damn. Overpowered Buster Sword.
They're on the run.
Gigantic
Don't
slab
let
of
'em get
steel.
away. Grab all the monster materials you can. You can use them at the smithy.
Yep. Circle. Loots the monsters. You can carve monsters that you kill in the game. And they're... Usually the small monsters will
Over
disappear
here.
once you've carved as many times as you can from them. Where is he wanting me to go? This way? Oh no, I'm lost. Oh, there he is. Well, go ahead and mine this mining outcrop.
Whoops.
Use the flashlights to incapacitate. Okay, this. Oh, yeah, well that comes up too fast to read. Anyway, yeah, there's flash flies, which are kind of like native small creatures, small beasts.
Dodge their
And
attacks. Don't forget, you can guard too.
good to know. You can interact with them with circle. You can kind of trigger these flies just by pressing the interact button, which is circle. Or you can hit them with your weapon. Excuse me. Coming through. So if you hit them with your weapon, they also activate and stun all the monsters that see them. If they're facing away, they won't get stunned, which makes sense because it's kind of like a flashbang. Oh, we're good. Sharp claw. You'll see an exclamation mark when looting items you haven't looted before, which is always good. Because the way that upgrades in Monster Hunter progress is they'll often not even show up in the in the blacksmith's menu if you haven't got a certain number of items that it requires to upgrade either weapons or armor. So I definitely want to gather from as diverse amount of resources as you can see, as diverse amount of gathering points on the map. And the resources you get at the end of the quests usually are the type you would get by working on the objective it took you to get the quest done. So if it was a quest to gather a bunch of mining spots, then you'll probably get ore at the end of your quest. If your objective was to defeat the little monsters, you'll get little monster parts. Or if it's a big monster, then you get parts of the big monster. So it's always relevant to the kind of action you are taking during your quests. The rewards you'll get after the quest will be the same in the same genre. And this extra menu here is what your minions collect for you. Items gathered by Palicos, a bunch of different things. bunch of information here. Too early to go over all that. Restoring health. You can easily restore lost health by using potions. Mounting controls. Well, that's a bit more advanced. What's next? Oh. Getting stuck.
Good to see you.
Hey, nice to be back. Fine work taking down those Jagras. So there's no difference in their habitats, but their numbers are increasing. I see. It may be stating the obvious, but the Jagras aren't the only danger lurking around these parts. We've also received reports of a Kestodon herd getting out of hand. This must be all because Zora Magdaros made landfall. It's got everything riled up.
Listen up.
Well, it's going to be your job to quiet them down. We'd like you to investigate this Kestodon herd and cull their numbers. I'm going along. Wouldn't want you to get hurt. Okay, let's go and extinct a bunch of animals. What does it say? You can now depart on quests with other players via the online session. I guess we're learned enough a hunter to be helpful online in a real combat situation. Anyway, turn on voice chat function now. Oh shit, what's all? No, probably not. You can change the voice chat setting. No, I'm not gonna keep that off.
All right. Now that you've got some materials, why don't we head over to the smithy to see what you can do with them?
Oh well, a bunch of random people joined the session. Anyway, we got a login bonus. Get your login bonus. Hooray, lucky voucher. So you want to be online in the game, and every day you'll get the login bonus, which you can activate for some extra quest rewards. Okay, I've got a bunch of things. 5 million celebration item pack, 6 million. Wow, that's a bunch of people. So this guy's got a exclamation above him. The map you open by pressing the touchpad, and then you can zoom in and out with the triggers. There's exclamation above probably half of the people, so we're gonna have to talk to everyone. How exciting! Yeah, Monster Hunter World has had a criticism by a lot of people that it starts off really slowly. You don't really get into the action. There's a lot of story going on and hand-holding at the very start. But it's really not that big of a deal. I mean, if you're not, like, let's playing it or something, because then people will have to sit through an episode of just talking to people, like we're doing right now. So enjoy. A hunter from the 5th, are you? Then you must have finished your first quest. Well, I did. This is ecological research, headed up by yours truly, Chief Ecologist. Tell me, did you find any monster data out there? Tracks, gashes, that sort of thing? Mucus, leavings, bits and pieces. Data tells us a story about the monsters, an elaborate and interesting one at that. Your job in the field team is to track the monsters, collect data, and advance the study for science. Our job is to take that data, analyze it, and compile our findings for the Commission, which is the Hunters Guild. What we learn helps you out in the field too, so you see, we need each other.
I'll be here.
Drop by here anytime. and I'll show you what we're working on. Okay, ecological research. You're learning about monsters constantly in the field, and you're researching them. And the more your research levels, the more information you'll actually have available in-game on each type of monster, which is a pretty realistic and nifty system, I have to admit. Research levels. So these are the monsters we're aware of at the moment, the big monsters. Sora Magdaros is the big water monster we rode in on. These guys we haven't seen yet. Monster Field Guide kind of just opens up a menu you can open from another place. Again, there's different sets of information here. You've got the large monsters, and then the small monsters, and then you've got a third category. I'm not exactly sure what they're called. Native creatures or something? I'd have to check the map. I'm gonna have a quick look. What are they called? Let's see. Oh, it won't let me go to the other map. Never mind. So we've talked to him. Let's go and have a look at everyone else with the exclamation mark above their heads. Hey, it's Stockpile Thomas. Or Provision Stockpile. That's an odd name you have there, Mr. Stockpile. Oh, nice weapon, buddy. I guess that means it's time to get hooked up with some new supplies. We carry pretty much everything you need, so if you're ever short of anything, I'm your guy. But as much as I'd love to take all your zenny, it's still a good idea to gather as much as you can while out in the field. So, what do you need, buddy? And yeah, you can buy things here. You can either buy them to your items carried on your person, or you can buy them to the item box, which will put them in your own personal storage space. And your own personal storage space seems to be all over the place. It's this treasure chest looking thing here. This is your own storage space, and the inventory shares with other boxes littered around the game. Like this one over there. Just gonna ignore it quickly if they'll let me. Yeah. Where are we going? Workshop. Okay. And here's another one. And the items you put in the other box are the same as this one. Kind of shared inventories. Your own personal storage space. Manage items. Don't actually have that much yet. Press the L3 analog to move from side to side. Pressing either trigger button L2, R2 will move one item to or from a location. If you press L2, you'll move it to the left. If you press R2, you'll move it to the right. Or you can just press X, and then you'll have to select what number of items you want to move to its destination. And I think that's, you know, a bit less efficient. It's a bit less easy to manage, or slower at least. We got a bunch of things we have no business having actually from the so many million login user bonus thing. Just gonna store some things right here. Everything we've got pretty much maxed out, so we've got room to add to those items. That'll be it. So, who's the next victim? Is it you? No, you're actually the objective right there. Speak to the smithy. I'll speak to him later. My. Fancy meeting you here. There you go, newcomer. You look a lot more hunterly with a weapon on your back. Yeah. If I turn around, you wouldn't see me because of my weapon. This is the armory. We deal in ready-made weapons and armor. If you need a weapon ASAP, don't and don't have the time to gather the materials, wear your ticket. So newcomer, care to have a look? Newbie. I'll have a look. Yeah, you can purchase all kinds of weapons here. I believe you've got the iron type weapon already in your storage for just about every weapon type, but the bone type you do not have yet. And you can tell by the little red box storage E icon at the bottom right of your weapon icon. That says you've already got it in your storage. So we have the iron assault, but we don't have the bone shooter yet. And I don't really care about that weapon type. I don't usually speak to her very much, even on my main account. Don't really see a point in buying those weapons when you can craft them for very little bits and pieces. Engineer. So, the 5th has arrived. Greetings there. I'm the airship engineer with the 2nd Fleet. I work on flying machines, airships, and what have you. I'm sure you're curious about why you haven't met a member of the 3rd yet. That's because they've all been stranded for years. It wasn't long after the scholars from the 3rd landed before they insisted upon crossing the Great Ravine. So they got their ship converted into an airship and off they went. It was going well until just after they'd crossed the ravine, a flying monster attacked their airship and grounded them. Sure, they were reckless to go, but seeing as I'm the man who put them in the air, I can't help but feel partly responsible for it all. Ever since then, I've been working on making a better airship, one that we could use to go rescue them. But between the New World's nasty weather and the strong winds hurtling down the ravine, it's been one failure after another. Still, you won't catch me calling it quits. Okay. Keep fighting the good fight, buddy. Who else have we got to talk to? Meowscular Chef. You're interested in bulking up the canteen with some more ingredients? Now that's what I'm talking about. Take care of the quest Fungal Flexin in the Ancient Forest, and that menu will be more packed than a great jagrass's belly. Finish that one up and I'll be able to get my paws on the goods. Don't let me down. Alright. These gourmet quests are actually kind of important. Like, even if you are like me and don't care too much about making your own custom meals, you'll still get bonuses more often, and much better bonuses that'll show especially in your health and stamina bars the more fresh ingredients you get. So it's good to pick these quests up and do them as quick as possible, because the more fresh ingredients you get, the bigger the bonuses you have for health and stamina. So you'll be starting on quests with a good bonus to your bars, and the health bar will not diminish, so that's a really strong bonus to have. I mean, it will go away if you get faint, but other than that, just got more health. Where's that other exclamation mark? Okay, there's one next to the lift.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Fiver. We're all ready to open our tavern and gathering hub to the Celestial Pursuit. At the gathering hub, you can meet up with other hunters and embark on quests together. To find the Celestial Pursuit, just look up. See that ship atop Astera? It looks like it's about to sail off to the stars. That's it. You can get up there by taking the lift. What's so funny? Please come and visit us as soon as you get the chance. Yeah, I think that's the only place you cannot like reach by traveling there on foot. You have to take the elevator up, or the lift. That's it. There we go. Floor 4 is the gathering hub. we'll probably check that out in just a sec. Just gonna talk to this last guy who's got his he's yelling at us with the exclamation mark.
And listen up.
There's something important I need to talk to you about. This commission is special, different from your past undertakings, if I had to take a guess. It's not about hunting down the Elder Dragons or punishing them for the damage they cause. The commission seeks an understanding of their place in nature and ours. That's the point. The Elder Dragons are nature, and it's as futile to try and punish nature as it is to run from it.
Now that's hunting.
But knowing nature, now that's something we can do. We're going to face some real challenges. The best course might not always be clear.
What this world needs is harmony.
But before you take a life or move to defend it, understand it. That's what makes you a hunter. Alright, wise words from the commander. So, I'm gonna go and check out the gathering hall we've got here. Gathering hub. Off we go. It's like we're climbing onto the water mill there. Gathering hub. Arena, counter, quest counter, squad manager, notice board, canteen, your room, hub provisions. Oh, you've got a room up here? Arena, your room, wait, canteen, your room, hub provisions. These offer the same service as HQ counterpart. Alright. Where's my room, I wonder? Oh, here it is. Wow. It's like the captain's cabin. Like there's an entrance pretty often to your room throughout the area. You have like multiple entrances that make absolutely no sense. But going in this one won't take you, I think, to a new room, but it'll take you to your room, which is actually... Can we see it from here? It's like... Yeah. It's way down there next to that windy path down. It's like under that one flag. So I guess we could take your room to get out of here. Guess I'll speak to you. I'd only go here to do arena quests, I think. That's one reason I'd go over here. Hi, welcome to the arena counter.
We have a special quest today.
We have a special quest for you today, that's right. An arena quest. Just need to think of a good name for it. Best of luck to you in there, looks like you'll need it. It's the arena. There's monsters in it, you fight them. But please, take your time looking at the quest list. Okay, but please, take your time and think of a really cool name for this quest you're going to give me. So, let's post a new quest tutorial. Arena quests. Oh my god, wall of text. Yeah, it's got an online ranking system where you can like rank with other players throughout the world on your fastest hunt times, I guess. That's not the reason I do arenas though. I do them for their special rewards. They reward like coins and tokens that you can buy unique equipment with. Wait a minute. So you came up with a good name for this quest, right? You're just calling it Arena Quest 1? That's not a great name. And I know the name of this stream is just from Monster Hunter World 1, so I'm also not the greatest at coming up with names. But come on, you made a big deal about thinking up quest names for us. Well, we're not doing that. That's a bit advanced. Already sending us on a slay big monster quest. So yeah, we can go back down to Astera, because we can jump down. That'll be a fast way to get down, but let's take this down. What the hell? This is new. I've never chosen this option before. Let's see what that does. Chamber of the Five, huh? Oh, it's that fancy mural we saw in the loading screen earlier. Is this from the intro cutscene? I recognize these flags. Who are you? Yeah, I never came here on my main character. So I hope this quest isn't important, because it's the first seeing it here.
Hi there.
Well now, here's a new face. You're the fifth, aren't you? What's this armor? I can't recognize what it is. Welcome to the Chamber of the Five. It's a cabin from the First Fleet ship. Did you come to view the famous window? Take a look up there. Oh yeah. Well, I don't really have to come here to see that, do I? It's in the loading screen. Come on. Oh no. All the loading screens this time. People have made the criticism that when playing online, people will often just not bother to come all the way here to do their quests, because they have to travel a lot to get here and go through loading screens when you've got all the other stuff you need in Astera, in the other places in Astera. Actually no, I'm gonna see what happens if I take my room. Go to your room. Completing quests will increase your hunter rank. As your hunter rank increases, you'll be able to take on more difficult quests, I'm guessing. Hello? Familiar faces? Serious handler. I found quite a few plants with interesting properties. A lot of them could prove useful out in field. Good.
Hey.
Excitable A-lister. Have you heard the story yet about why the Third Fleet is missing from Astera? Yeah, I think we heard it from that airship engineer type guy. Get this, they tried to cross the Great Ravine. We already heard this story. I don't want to hear it. I've heard it already. Okay, we tried to cross the Great Ravine by rigging up some balloons to the ship. I know, right? Academics. More like academics. Fantastic. Anyway, they were halfway across when a monster knocked them clean out of the sky, and they've been stranded ever since. Apparently, only a few have been able to cross the ravine and check on them. Good news is that they are all safe, so no need to worry. Great. But no one's able to go and check on them, so how could you tell me that they're safe? I'm worrying here. I gotta know if they're safe. Wait, we got the right weapon. We don't need to be here anymore. Don't need to check on the Palico. Right. Let's carry on with the talking to people. Monster parts. There are soft parts of monsters that are weak to attacks, etc. Looks like the time of day... Oh, exiting actually brings us back to where we entered our room. Oops. I'm wrong on that one. Well, one more loading screen for us. Camera types. You can choose between camera types in the options. Focus, always fixed on your target. A target fixes a target when you press the button. Apparently that's a big deal. I don't generally lock on when fighting anyway. Wedge beetles, they are kind of a big deal. Dual blades, to each their own. But the wedge beetle, that's something you really have to take, you know.
Now that you've got some materials, why don't we head over to the smithy to see what you can do with them?
Oh. Okay. Should have told me earlier. I've been talking to everyone, literally. Just not the smithy. Okay, smithy, tell me what's up.
There you are, Fiver.
Aha, look who's back with materials. Step right up. Step right up, step right up. Get free chances. Knock over that guy, bang in the hammer, and you'll win a prize. Anyway, welcome to the smithy. You'll be needing my services a lot. What I do for you is simple. Whenever you go out of the field and gather materials, I turn those materials into weapons and armor. Drop by whenever you find something new and interesting. Here, I'll give you some materials as a welcome present. You could use them to upgrade your equipment. So, what are we hammering together this time? You can use monster materials and ore to forge and upgrade equipment at the smithy. Upgrade. Okay, cool. Each piece of armor has a level. You can use armor spheres to gain points, which will raise your armor's level. Equipment won't change, but its defense will increase. There's a limit to the number of times a piece of equipment can be leveled up. The number of points gained depends on the type of armor sphere used. That's probably important information. Anyway, there's no point in upgrading this crappy armor that we're wearing right now. But yeah, you can upgrade armor. Use armor spheres to just straight up bulk up the defense, the tankiness of your armor. Like the main damage reducer there, I think, defense before, you know, calculation of all elemental resistances and other stuff. Weapons can't be upgraded, I think, with armor spheres. Those are just for armor. Upgrading weapons. First, select the weapon you want to upgrade to. Use materials to upgrade. Wish list. Yeah. Anyway, I find it easier to just go through this menu. You've got forge equipment, means you're using materials to make something entirely new. Yep. The tutorial. Armor. And this is what we've all got access to at the moment. Weapons, and we've got our list of all types of, what is it, the 14 weapon types, which is well advertised. Anyway, yeah, so you select your weapon type that you're using, and then you can craft a new one. You've got the lists, which will default you to, but if you press R1, you'll go to the tree, and then you've got this tree, which will show you, and you kind of have to follow the upgrade path. It starts off, the weapons to your leftmost are the ones that you have to start off with, and they're like the base form that you have to start off with every time. So if you want to go down multiple paths, you have to recreate the base form of the weapon pretty often. You've got two big trees, bone and ore, which also means you're gated off on making new weapons very often by new bone types or new ore types just not being available to you yet in your game progression. So mining is a big deal, and looting bones from the bone piles around the different areas is also a big deal, because you'll most of the time be gated off because you don't have a specific type of ore or bone to upgrade your weapon further. should we upgrade something already? Well, here, I'm in the crafting menu. There's a difference between forging and then upgrading. You have to go to upgrading. You'll choose the weapon you want to upgrade. The Buster Sword. I'll just pick any Buster Sword if I want to see the sword tree. But we've got we don't have too much weapons at the moment. You can sort everything pretty much here. I can press R3 to sorts, and I usually sort them on, wait a minute, category, I think? Tree or that's how I sort the weapons. So yeah, anyway, I'll upgrade the Buster Sword. Costs 2 iron ore, and we've got 7. They probably just give you ore, because they do say upgrade stuff. We'll give you some items. That's probably monster parts to upgrade to that. Upgrade level. The poison. Don't see an element here, but yeah, if you see like a little icons at the bottom of the weapon icon, that's like an element or extra effects. You've got all kinds of elements and effects that weapons do. But the main ore tree, I think, is just pure raw damage. So I'll be upgrading to the Buster Sword 2. And you can skip this this little scene here. It'll be a full scene sometimes. Sometimes it will just skip it on its own. I think sometimes when upgrading stuff, it'll just skip the scene. Right. We can upgrade... no, we can't upgrade yet. Still missing one type of ore. There, it's got a question mark in red. So we don't have the material, and it's also unknown to us until we pick it up in the field. No point in upgrading the armor. We're still in the upgrade equipment menu, so you can check the other upgrade paths of the other type of weapons. They usually tend to cost the same types of materials as every other type of weapon. Yep, just about the same kind of stuff. Maybe some little differences here and there. Anyway, what's all that? 1 armor sphere sent to the item box. How generous of you. New tutorial, and what else? I guess if you're not sure where to go, especially at the beginning, keep an eye on the top right, and the red clover icon will mark where you just about have to progress with the story. And the time of day is cycling. I actually liked it earlier on, like morning more than these sunsets. Kind of much darker. Right, so the next thing we need to take care of, those Kestodon. The chief said he'd be tagging along with us. How about we start our search in the ancient forest and go from there? Oh, and I've got some good news. We handlers post all of the leads we find up on the quest board. You can sign up for quests there too, so you don't always have to come all the way up here. But then again, you might miss out on all the eats up here.
You can pick up quests from the quest board too. It lists the same quests that I've got, so don't worry about having to check 2 places.
There you have it. You can pick up quests all over the place. Let's see. I think there's a definite advantage of picking up quests here as well, since the canteen is here, and you can fully prepare for a quest before heading out. Because if you would pick up the quest at the quest board and then head out, you'd still have to decide what you're going to eat in the field. So you'd have to prepare a little bit after starting on the quest. And I guess it depends on, you know, what kind of multiplayer action you're wanting to have. There might be quests where you are thrown right into the danger and you want to, you know, get all the preparations done before even heading out. So, what did they ask us to accept? A Castodon kerfuffle, which is the name of that quest.
We're on the hunt.
Let's head to the ancient forest to research those Castodon by slaughtering them and their families. Let's see, post a new quest. Optional events. Ooh, interesting. A whole bunch of what is this? Never saw that quest yet. I'll have to check that out on my main account. Anyway, optional. We've already got some optional quests. So this used to be a story quest. The Slay 7 Jagras, it's now an optional quest. Fungal Flexin in the Ancient Forest. I'll also want to do that as soon as possible. Actually, I'm gonna accept this and see if she's okay with that. Oops, what's this? Tutorial on vouchers, yeah. I think you want to keep your vouchers unless you're farming a very rare part of a monster. Or unless you're kind of running close to the cap, you can keep 5 vouchers on you. And it may be important to spend them if you're close to the cap, or it may not. I'm not exactly sure what happens if you're over cap. I have not really been in that situation very often, or yet at all. So yeah, accept. And we still have our main objective, our main story objective at the top right there. Accept the assignments, accept a Castodon kerfuffle, that'll progress the story. But meanwhile, we've got a side quest, because, yeah, the food quests are important. Got to make all those gains and get this canteen completely well equipped with the best ingredients. So off we go. You can actually start a quest from wherever by pressing the touchpad and triangle. But I usually like going to the edges. Makes more sense. So this is a kind of side quest, not really story related. Hope nothing weird happens. Because there might be things they'd want to introduce on that quest that I didn't take. Delivery quests require that you collect special items.
Your goal on this quest is to obtain and deliver some materials. Step 1, go find some.
Step 1, get her done. Well,
your wildlife map keeps track of where you are and where the scout flies are taking you. You can also use it to keep tabs on monsters.
That's all good to know. These tutorials, they kind of just breeze past you, but it's kind of crazy how much information is packed into as little possible of time being explained to you. I guess you can review your tutorials, but yeah, there's a lot of learning involved, especially if this is like your first Monster Hunter game. Anyway, I opened the map because you can tell on the right there, the display hide quest. If you're not sure what quest you're on or what you have to do, well, you can just open a map and it says there what type of quests, delivery quests, and then which items you need. Deliver 20 gourmet shroom caps. I remember that quest. I remember taking some time figuring out where the hell those things were. Good thing I know the layout of this area right now.
You can fast travel back to camp simply by selecting it from the wildlife map.
Okay, this is another interesting thing. Your map is kind of unexplored as you start off in an area. and you've got this pretty cool, almost cave painting as a background of your map, and that's going to get filled out as you explore through the world and physically discover these new areas. So the trail here kind of just ends and falls off the map, and if we continue that way, it'll just fill up that part of the map once we get there. So just going to run through here, keeping an eye out for our objective, which is a special account type gathering point. You'll find gathering points all over the place with gather bought items. Very important to pick up many of these things. Here it is. The question mark gathering points are account items, which will be... Hello? Don't have you on my main account. Yoink. Hercudrome. Excuse me. Okay. That's... yeah. Great. Hold on. Getting some lag. Whoa. Alright. So, yeah. Hold circle to gather faster.
You've got the materials you need. I'll mark where you found these on the wildlife map.
Hooray! Yep, herb. Another important material to collect. Pick that up every time we see it, especially early on. So yeah, from certain gathering points like bone piles, you'll actually gather much quicker. You'll pick stuff up as soon as you can pick it up if you hold the circle button instead of like spamming circle. Right, remove capture that Y. Stone. Kick the paratoad. Alright, anyway. Continuing on, there's way too much to see and do everywhere around. Many things to talk about too. But yeah, there'll be a lot of things that there's just no point in covering like right now, because they'll be coming up much later, or we'll be using them much later. A big one big thing to though is, excuse me, you have a couple of different types of collectible items strewn about the areas you'll be exploring. So they teach you in the tutorial how to deal with these small monsters. If you don't want to fight them, you can kind of find some foliage and hide. Can't really... Where's all the leaves and stuff? I wanna get rid of you guys. Can I hide through here? No. Damn it, game. Okay, we finally got there.
Good. You're well hidden. Hopefully this does the trick. Okay, now's your chance. Hurry up before you get noticed again.
Okay, so there's quite a few different types of collectible items in the game, and this is the map progress I was mentioning earlier. The map will fill out completely once you've explored the zone fully. So if you press L1 or R1, you'll change the item tracking on this big map, and that's what I mean. There's types of different items. You have gathering, slinger ammo, environment and traps, endemic life, small monsters, and hide all on the map. Don't know why you'd want to do that. I think maybe for just like getting a bead on the large monsters. Yeah, the information I'm thinking about is not actually well shown on the map. Well, so when picking up items, there's types, very important. The nuts type items, those are all for ammunition. They will have like that square kind of icon. The gathering points with question marks are account items. In this case it's a quest item as well, but pretty often those items will be instantly sent to the handler, and you'll get points for them, and they won't be physical items that you're holding on to. Honey, looks like we've got auto crafting on. That's also a thing. Dung, probably also auto crafts. That's a whole system in and of itself. Wait a minute. I'm gonna fast travel. Don't wanna run into some nasty beasties. So that's also a thing. You just open your map and select the camp and travel right to it. Okay, the herb is back. Items you pick up respawn after a certain amount of time. When you check the map, you can really keep track of how fast something respawns. I will zoom in, and there's the icon for the herb we just picked up, and if we check back in like a few seconds or so, you'll see that the item is actually filling back up. It has some color before you pick it, and once it's picked, it'll lose its color, but it'll slowly fill back up like a glass of water being filled up. So you can see the colors coming back into it, and once the color is fully restored, the item will reappear, which is pretty cool. You can just about stay forever in the world and pick up items. Looks like the unique mushroom colony we picked up earlier is respawned. So yeah, there's different item types you pick up throughout the level. The item pouch, pressing the start menu, go down one, brings you to the item pouch. The usable items that are handy on the hunts, will just end up in your item list, and you can either use these, you can craft things with them, or just use them straight up. Like if you pick up dung is naturally on auto crafts, and it'll just craft itself into dung pots, which can be used to scare away monsters. Materials, this is where items that you cannot use will be placed. Generally monster parts, monster materials, bones, ore and stuff like that, which is not used to craft anything. And aside from that, you'll pick up a bunch of ammo for your slinger, which is very deceptive. Here's other things which you'll just interact with and you won't pick up either. These plants restore health when struck. Yeah, there's a bunch of plants which seem useful, and they seem like items that you can pick up, but instead of picking them up, you will...
You're less likely to lose sight of a monster if you use
oh
the focus
no!
camera.
Spoilers! Go away! It's not really spoilers, it's kind of like we'll see him in the next quests for the main story, I'm guessing. But I'm choosing to avoid him. Here's what I'm talking about. So this looks like a collectible item that is used for things, but it's actually not. It's it'll take up your slinger ammo slot, which is...
If you're clever, you can use the slinger to distract monsters.
I distract you. Be distracted. Well, yeah, you can see at the bottom right, next to our items, we've got the stone, 12 out of 20, 11 out of 20. That's the slinger ammo, and that's what's equipped in the slinger, which is a hunter tool. And you'll find all kinds of different slinger ammo around the world with different effects. And I think there's a tutorial for each of them, so they'll kind of let you know what they're used for. I am not sure what Red Pit does. But yeah, the ammo will kind of lay around on the floor and shine a bit, and when you pick it up it'll just replace what you've currently got, and they'll swap out like that. You can kind of bring a slinger ammo to another spot in the world by doing this. Kind of pointless. Anyway, it's something to take note of, that the slinger ammo is... if you pick up an item and you wonder why it's not in your item in your item pouch is because it's slinger ammo. And you just instantly equipped it into your slinger instead of putting it in your bags. Let's see, what else are we picking up? Nullberry, that's a useful item. Latchberry, ammunition. I'm not interacting with any monster tracks yet because we're going to be seeing monsters more than enough in the next couple of quests. Anyway, I'm looking for I'm looking for these the thing I'm on the quest for, the special gourmet shroom caps. So there's none right here. I'll check in this direction. Wiggly Litchi. They're kind of like those healing plants, but they work on your stamina instead. So our stamina bar will show only if you press L1 or if you're in combat, otherwise they'll hide, turn into a little diamond. And it's flashing orange now, well it's normally yellow, and that means our stamina will run out much slower than usual. And the Wiggly Litchi also increases your stamina slightly, so we've got more than we started off with. Pretty useful thing to start off a hunt with, coming this Wiggly Litchi. If you pick that up at the start of a hunt, pretty cool to have that slow diminishing stamina. Pretty good if you need to cover great distances for your quest. Hunting on beasties. Here's another unique colony. Exquisite shrimp cap. 25 points. Oops. Not what I intended to do. Are there any mushroom gathering spots over here? Yeah, here's the one we just picked. That'll be growing back slowly. I think I saw one over here. Yep, there it is. Pick up the bait bug. Oh. I was holding circle, but for some reason he wasn't gathering. It's because I was aiming the camera away. Oh yeah. He seems to stop gathering if I aim the camera away from the gathering point. This seems like a good mushroom collecting spot, actually. Bones, I'll pick some of those. Come on, ancient. What's the bone S? Ancient. Awesome. Yeah, there are certain bone types that only appear in certain areas of the game. An ancient bone type is a bone type that you can only find in the ancient forest. As far as I know. Yoink. We did it, buddy. And I'm wondering what he all picked up for me. Armor sphere. These are just quest rewards. Some blue mushrooms, because we were picking mushrooms. Herb and monster bone S. That's better than nothing. So shroom cap added to the menu, and exquisite shroom cap. Yep. Account items will be added as ingredients to the canteen as well. So picking from accounts, gathering points is always a good thing to do if you're exploring a new area you have not yet explored. So get more fresh ingredients and better chance at bonus health, stamina, and feline cooking skills. Or feline whim, I guess. So, oh yeah, we were we were kind of sidetracking there. Better get back to the main quests. So you don't really need to take the lift. You can just run most places, except for that gathering hub.
We're on the hunt.
Research. Let's go and research the hell out of some monsters, shall we? Custodon kerfuffle. I guess another reason you'd take your quests up here is because the quests always have to have a preparation time. Like, aside from the normal loading screen you'd go by transitioning through zones, you also have to just wait for the quest to prepare here. So while you're waiting, you might as well just take a chef's choice platter, which is what you'll get, I think, after unlocking some fresh ingredients. And as you can see, we're already reaping the benefits of doing a Meowscular chef quest, or just about any canteen quests to increase the ingredients. You'll get better buffs. So our old buffs were just stamina plus 25. Now we're also seeing an increase in health, and Palico health is also increased by 8 points. So that's cool. Food skills have a chance of activation. 1 in 3 stars. You see at the bottom middle of the screen. And they're using 2 fresh ingredients, so yeah, the more different fresh ingredients you get, the better chance of food skills activating. And that's a whole thing in and of itself. I don't usually take that much note of the food skills going on, but then I'm guessing the more hardcore you get with this game and the higher rank, it may become important. Like every detail, you know, every little bit might help, right? Hey, and we're ready to depart. It's got a green font, so nothing's going on here. Just check our stock. Good to always know you're prepared before leaving on a quest. I think I want to turn that auto crafting off for the mega potion actually. Crafting list. Crafting list, mega potion, triangle, turns auto crafting off. Yes, I don't want you to auto craft that. I don't want every piece of honey that I pick up be turned into a mega potion if I don't have them. So yeah, that's another interesting thing about Monster Hunter World. You can auto craft items, or you can set items to be auto crafted. So if you have the materials on you and you pick up a piece of material that would go into crafting something, it would automatically make that item if you've got room for it. So yeah, you saw that on the last quest when we picked up some honey, it automatically turned into a mega potion. That's because I didn't have the mega potions yet, and I had the ingredients, because it costs potions plus honey, so I took a potion and turned it into a mega potion. Actually keeping that on, at least for the very start of the game, might be kind of helpful. So I'm just going to leave it as is. I'll turn it off later. Yeah, certain items are just less hassle to purchase from the stockpile guy than to craft. But some things will really add up to a ridiculous amount of money if you purchase them instead of crafting them. I'm thinking...
Okay. Our job is to call a certain number of Castodon. Recently their numbers have been getting out of hand.
Want to get going?
Yeah. Let's extinct some critters. Yoink. So yeah, I was thinking about barrel bombs, for instance. Like, you can purchase barrel bombs, but you can also purchase empty barrels, which you can then combine with other items into barrel bombs. And that's noticeably cheaper. It's like 50% of the cost of a barrel bomb is a barrel. So yeah, you're saving yeah, half the amount of money you'd otherwise have spent by being lazy. It's one of those time is money issues where you have to kind of like see how fast you can farm the items to craft the things you want versus the farming of the zenny you would spend to get the things you want. So it's kind of like...
Ah, there we are. Those, my friend, are Kestodon. Let's see you take him out on your own. Huh.
Okay, it's weird to see them grazing around. You didn't say that.
Be careful.
Okay, this is a confusing quest. They're asking to slay Kestodon, and there's a bunch of beasts over here. They all count as small beasts. These ones with the long tails are Aptonoth and or Apsaros, Apsaros, something with an A, something starting with an A. And these guys are Kestodons, the people, the beasts with the large skulls. Those are the targets, really. I remember starting this quest on my main character, just slaying the hell out of everything I saw move, and eventually the quest completed itself. I had no idea what was going on, but it's these guys that needs to be culled, the big-headed guys, not the big-tailed creatures. So you got male and female. The larger type are the males, and the smaller type are the females. I believe you get an extra carve on the males. I'm not 100% on that though. Excuse me, rude. Trying to get the juicy bits out of your out of your family here. Trying to take the materials from your slain friend. Okay. One carve so far. They may just disappear over time if you leave them. Yeah, just one carve from the females.
The Kestodon are the least of your worries. There are a lot bigger monsters lurking in this forest. The endemic life around here can come in handy during a hunt. Try to learn as much as you can about them.
Just carve up these guys too. Aptonoth. Right, Aptonoth. Apsaros are a different type of animal. Let's see, what are we getting? This is a good farming spot for raw meat, actually, and you can cook raw meat with the barbecue spit. Oh, I guess we'll go the way you want us to. Over here. Urgent mission. So the scout flies are leading the way. That's that swarm of flashy green green goo that's flying around the screen. Super distracting. Kind of your guide through the game, telling you just about which way anything you're tracking is. You can also tell by checking the minimap on the left bottom.
Be careful.
Okay. So it's just pointing out the next herd that needs trimming. Oh right, that was the combo. Never mind. Wham. When you're in the end of an animation and your character kind of is fixed in place, you can cancel out of that by dodging. Watch out. You're attacking your friends. Friendly fire. Oh man. They've got some pretty good deflection on their skull bone there. If you hit that part and your weapon sharpness isn't green, I think you'll like bounce. Just a guess though. You might bounce on green as well. But yeah, if you are bouncing off these Castodon males, better not attack them head on. Just attack their flanks.
Good work. That just about wraps up our work here.
Yay!
Hey, come here. I think I found something.
Okay, carving you guys up. Picking up the bones. Monster bonus, monster bonus. Okay. Fire herb. Torch pod. Whoops.
Here. Look at those Castodon. Something's up with them. Now!
How now, brown cow?
All right, partner. New assignment incoming. Take down that Great Jagras. If you're not ready, you can return to base and take on the Great Jagras quest later.
Want to get going?
Yeah, I think we're ready.
If you need to call your friends for help, go to the menu and select SOS Flare to signal it. And you're going to need friends when you go up against some of the tougher monsters. In order for the scout flies to better track a target monster, we need to keep finding traces of it. Like footprints, for example.
The monsters. Yeah, so whenever you find yourself outside of a combat moment, it's always a good idea to sharpen your weapon. Try and keep that sharpness up, because it'll deplete and your weapon will deal less damage and have a much higher chance of deflecting off of monsters. And deflecting is not good. Kind of breaks the flow of your combo. And you'll be wide open during the moment that your weapon is deflecting off the target. Can we launch you? No? Hunt the Great Jagras.
Good. You're turning up a lot of clues.
Okay, something is leveled up. So you follow clues of the monster you're tracking, and when you interact with enough clues you'll level up, and I think at that point you've gathered as much as you need to have them show up on your map, but I'm not sure we're at that point yet for the monster we're tracking. I think we've picked up markings and clues for the wrong monster. But the flies are going somewhere, so might as well follow him. Moss swine! Flavored pork! Oh god. Moss swine hide. As with all resources in the game, you want to pick up at least some of every type of resource as quick as possible, as early as possible, just to get all those crafting options opening up and revealing their secrets to you. We haven't really picked up many insects yet. Let's see what have we got here. Crafting, capture net. I think I've already got you though. You're an omen fly, aren't you? Oh. Yeah, omen fly. Never mind then. Flame nuts. That's a new thing. You can interact with many items in the game. This is a climbable vine. I still do not know this level's layout by heart. It's just absolutely mental. No, I'll go this way since the scout flies are telling me this is how I'm supposed to play. Yeah, scout flies, why not just snatch the controller out of my hands and play the game yourself? Aha, okay. So it is tracking
right.
Track
the great Jagras enough for the scout flies to lead us to it.
Oh, stop picking up the ammo. I'll then interact with the bone pile. What's bananas? Ancient bone, yes. That's the rare type available in this zone that you want to pick up. Okay, investigating the monster. Whenever you're hunting a large monster, you want to pick up as much clues as you can to get that to get that investigation bar fully filled out. Because there's certain tracking information that's very important to get when you're on a capture quest in particular. You'll want to see the weak sign on the large monster, and pretty much you'll want that investigation bar maxed out to ensure that you see the weak sign. Hello, Jagras. Are we hunting you? Yes, we are. Get hunted. Yes, that is quite the hunting you are experiencing. Come back here, you.
Running away. Use the scout flies as a guide and they'll lead you right to him.
Go your footprint. Bam. That's a whip. Ah, we missed him.
Dodge their attacks. Don't forget you can guard too.
Don't forget to not get hit. Don't forget to play good. Ooh, yeah, some big hits we're getting. Bam. And our Palico is doing some good work too. There he comes with a healing delivery. Oh, I thought he was doing a slam and not a charge. He's gonna go for the heavy hit. He's hungry.
Okay, the monster's tired. Now's your chance to do some serious damage.
Tired and hungry. You can get all kinds of breaks on monsters, on large monsters. Like attacking different body parts will have
scatter nut as slinger ammo. It's good for staggering monsters.
yeah, it'll have varying results. Like the more information you have on a monster, you eventually be able to check your hunter notes. You have them available at all times, so you just open the main menu, go to the hunter notes. Hunter notes is in the third option, information. Hunter notes, Palico, wishlist, guild cards, play guide. Hunter notes, second option, monster field guide, and then we've got the large monster, Great Jagras, and we don't have enough information on him yet. But eventually it'll fill out and you'll have a lot of information like his loot table, his weak points, the elemental resistances and weaknesses, and a whole bunch of information. That is very useful. And you get most of that from picking up clues that the scoutflies discover on your way to the monster. But you'll get a huge bonus in research points by completing a hunt to get a monster, either to defeat them or capture them. So yeah, the more you hunt a monster, the more you learn about them. Oh, looks like he's gobbled up something. Can you just spit at me? Oh, apparently he does that. Heal up. You can actually sprint while consuming healing items. And I guess other drinks as well.
Create some distance and use a whetstone.
Sharpness, no. Do you have mantles yet? I guess I'll just go up here. Don't follow me, Great Jagras. I'm preparing to slay you. How dare you? What a rude monster. Well, managed to sharpen my weapon regardless. Did my cat just heal himself? Oh my god. Wrong place, wrong time, you. I wonder if he's weaker in his gullets after he's devoured a monster. Kind of just avoiding him right now, keeping some distance, healing up a bit. A little stagger going on there. And we've got the weak sign.
Chances are it'll retreat to its nest to recuperate.
There, the little skull flashing above his above the monster icon means they're capturable. I don't think we're capturing him now. This is like a slaying quest. Well, not slaying, but it's a hunt. On a hunt, you're free to choose what you want to do. If you want to defeat or capture the monster, either option is valid. On a capture quest, you have to capture, and on a slaying quest, you have to slay. You can sprint up walls, climbable walls. Got like ivy along the side of the walls that are climbable, and you can climb even faster by pressing X every now and then to move via the grappling hook, which takes chunks out of your stamina though. Ability, stamina increase, and well, reduction of stamina consumption. I'm guessing this is the way. Actually, can I climb up here? I see there's some ivy up here. I think there is. Hey, there's ivy. You can find ivy around the higher nests, or the nest-like canopies around the inside of the great tree, I guess you could say. So when you get like these little mid-height canopies in the middle of the great tree, that's where you'll find ivy. You can find spider webs in the tunnels below the tree. That's a good spot for those. Just gonna keeping on just exploring the place quickly. We've got some time. He's allowed to recover a bit before we go and finish him off. Just picking up as much ivy as I can, because that's a pretty good, pretty important resource. It's used for making pitfall traps. Flow fern. Anything else up here? There's some camps that I can like discover, but I'm not gonna do that yet until we like figure out our first story explored camp. What are you gonna do? Kablam! Okay, bring you back to base. Tasty breakfast. Excite rooms. Okay, a bunch of good stuff. Oh, blue mushrooms maxed out. Where's all the insects? Where are they hiding? I thought there was supposed to be a bunch of insects around this this area, but maybe I'm mistaken. Anyway, we're tracking the monster. The scout flies will not... You can pin things on the map like just about any interactable objects can be pinned. Even the camp, if you want to find your way back to camp. And be silly about it instead of just fast traveling there. But yeah, you can pin just about anything on the map, and usually I'll be pinning the big monster, so I'll definitely make sure the scout flies are heading towards it and showing me the way to get there. And yeah, the scout flies will snap your camera to the direction you have to be heading, which is kind of invasive to the gameplay, but you know, you get used to it. And the scout flies will not show up if you're in combat, which is kind of confusing the first time it happens and you don't realize, like, you're hunting a monster and scout flies all of a sudden just fail you. They don't do what they're supposed to do, and then you're thinking, what the hell, scout flies? I got this large monster we're supposed to be tracking and you're just abandoning me here. I cannot continue. Well, it's probably because there's some little monsters who are engaging in combat with you. Don't think we can pick up the spider web because we're full on the item pouch. Yep. Full on resources. Guess it's time to finish off this quest. Did you honestly not manage to recover health all this time I gave you? He is mad. Watch out. Oh, I actually landed that last one. Big hits. Got him. Hold still while I take all your crafty bits. Great Jagras mane, Great Jagras hide. Yeah, you'll get some materials when defeating a monster. They get more materials for capturing them. Footprints. Once you uncover the information on monsters, the research info, you'll get more knowledge of which items are obtainable through carving and which are through rewards. Generally speaking, rewards will offer, well, capturing will offer better rewards than slaying.
I think we got a lead.
Maybe. Let's check it out. Hey. There's our mark. Something's got him agitated. Look over there. What in the heck is that? I've never seen anything like it.
You think it's from Zora Magdaros?
I'd like to find out. But we better report back first. All right?
Wow, that's an interesting scene we got here. If you like the final snapshot of a quest, you can hide the menu. You can take like a PS4 screenshot. So I got a good amount of materials for the quests. A couple of Kestodon scalps. I think we got that for breaking the face. Great Chakra's main. Oh yeah, no. It'll say on the bits what you break and what you how you get it. Like this is from obtained by breaking its head. Yeah, so the Great Chakra's main is from breaking the head. The Great Chakra's claw is by breaking the forelegs, or at least there's an increased chance of getting these materials by breaking those particular parts. So we got a glimpse of the Puke Puke at the end there, and I'm wondering if that's this game's Kutku. Kind of a clown of a creature. Welcome to the new world. Achievement. You'd get a trophy for that. I got a trophy on my first character. Wedge beetles. We didn't see those during this quest. I should probably try and take the quest a bit slower and explore more and check out more things. Gotta get into that focus. Okay, Commander. So, wait. So you think you found something that'll lead to Zora Magdaros? Well, I'd send some researchers out right now, but not with a pissed off Puke Puke hanging around. Puke Puke's territory, that's pretty deep in the forests, will be better equipped to take it on once our team from the resource center is done rebuilding the forest camp. Once it's ready, we'll make our... sorry, I missed that. Until then, we do everything we can to help them get that camp up and running. Let's go do it.
Once the camp is set up, you can go after that Puke Puke.
I wonder where the resource center is.
Oh. Where could it be? Who knows? I mean, don't you know your own base? Speak to the provisions manager. You've got an exclamation mark above your head though. Yeah, I'll speak to them. Aha.
Oh, you are too good to me.
Well, Fiverr, is it true you're going to help us rebuild the camp? That is excellent news. I hope you're as good as they say you are. If so, we'll have plenty of work for you. After all, the Commission studies lots of things, not just the Elder Dragons you came here with. Maintaining and improving the base is a full plate of tasks in itself. Can't study anything without a proper HQ, after all. The resource center here is in charge of divvying up all that work and making sure it gets done. So, back to business. Your job is to establish a camp, go on an expedition into the ancient forest, find a viable campsite, and make sure it's safe. If any monsters have decided to do any camping in your spots, you'll need to chase them off.
Don't let me down.
Got it. The bounty is for establishing the camp. Okay. A new critical bounty is available. The resource center. Okay. It has bounties, delivery requests, and investigations. We can't do any investigations or deliveries. Sometimes you'll be handed quests where they ask you to collect a certain amount of items. Sometimes you'll get these quests and already have the items on hand to hand in the quest. But for some reason, the quest givers won't accept those items straight from you. You have to come here and hand in. This is like where you hand in some of your quests. It's very well. It's not very obvious. You know, if you're used to like MMOs or RPGs or something, the person sending you off on the quest is not where you complete it, as you'd think. It's actually this spot right here. Delivery quests, register bounties. Bounties are missions you complete over the course of your quests. They're kind of like mini quests you can do while on quests. They added the Monster Hunter series is very grindy, and there's a lot of farming things over and over again, and this kind of makes it more enjoyable. It adds some extra bonus rewards when doing stuff you're otherwise doing anyway. Well, what the bounties are concerned, the what's it? Investigations, I think they're called. That's a different matter. That's for really farming out large monsters over and over again. Like you need that Rathalos plate, and you'll try and get the investigations to hunt Rathalos, and then you'll get some bonus rewards for doing the investigations. Registered bounties, critical bounties. Alright. Limited bounties, that's the weekly quest system. It's pretty good. We don't see those yet. But our critical bounty is, I think, story related. Rebuild the ancient forest camp. Okay. And here we can register our bounties. And some of them are very easy. Like the green ones are collections, and the red ones are slaying things or hunting things. Small monster culling is defeating the small monsters of the zone. Large monster capture, that's a capture of a large monster. I don't think I'll pick that up yet. Entomology, small monster, flora, and mining. I'll pick those up. I mean, I could pick up large monster capture, but I'd rather wait for it to be replaced by something easier. And you'll see the requirements there. And the rewards, research points and armor spheres, basically what you'll be getting from that. The critical is rebuild the ancient forest camp. A lot of camp rebuildings, you'll find a camp out in the area, like a new camp, and you'll just do some kind of hand-in over here to get the camp unlocked. But the first one's a bit different from how we'll go in the future.
Get this expedition underway. Meet me at the gate.
Okay. Just gonna talk to everyone who's got a question. Exclamation above their head. Hunter, since you've established yourself as a reliable presence here, I'd like to make a little request. When investigating large monsters, you can either slay or capture them. Naturally, both have their scientific merits, but frankly, well, it would be better for our long-term research.
Embark on an expedition just by heading out through the gate.
Yeah,
or
shut
you
up.
can use the world map. Whatever's
Go.
easiest for you.
Go away, I'm talking to someone else already. It'd be better for our long-term research to receive a live specimen that we can later return to the wild. So if you capture your quarry alive, you will be commended for it and receive great rewards. Commission rules, yeah. straight up emphasize that you get like better rewards for capturing beasts and slaying them. Of course, it takes more effort to capture. Sometimes it can expedite the final push of a hut, but at other times it may be faster to just slay the damn thing. How about it? Capture your targets instead of slaying them, and you'll be making a great contribution to our efforts here. I'll consider it. So talk to this guy again. So it's true, they say you've picked up Sora Magdaros' trail. Well, I sure hope so.
Try hard, will you?
I've been placing bets with the others that you're the hunter who's going to bring back the goods. Don't let me down. So what is it? Monster's field guide updated. Great Chakras. Every time you increase your upgrade level of a monster, you have to come back here to make the progress kind of stick. It's kind of like cashing in your research points with these guys. It's something you easily overlook. But I think the main thing that happens if you don't do that is your monster guide doesn't get updated. And you kind of want that to update because you get all this valuable information on the monsters. Like now we've got more info on the Great Jagras because we've hunted it once and picked up some clues and tracks. So we've got research level 1 up from 0. And now you can see the physiology of the monster is made known to us. There's the weak points marked in red. The redder the points, the weaker they are, I'm guessing. The damage types they're weak to, numbered in the amount of stars the weapon types have. I guess there's 3 types of damage in the game. There's slashing, blunts, and impact, I'm thinking, for the ranged weapons. Breakable, breakable, breakable. Certain parts have multiple stages of break as well, which is odd, but yeah. It's kind of an in-depth mechanic that's always been around in the Monster Hunter games, like damaging parts of the monster, getting breaks, which are often visible from a long distance. Like you'll hit the monster wing and you can see there's tears in the wing, or you'll trim their nails or something. Or sometimes some monsters will have horns on their heads that you can just break off. So it's pretty obvious when you get some successful breaks, and it increases the chance of getting that sweet loot you get from breaking those parts, or an increased chance. This guy's weak to just about every ailment under the sun. You've got stun, blast, paralysis, sleep, and poison. He takes all of that and doesn't like any of it. Elements, apparently he's weak to fire. He doesn't care about water. That's, I think, nullified. You take no damage from water, or like seriously reduced. Thunder and ice are meh, and dragon is very meh. So you'll be wanting fire if you're using an element against the Great Chakras. Think of it like this, I guess. He's got this this mane of hair, so you'll just catch his hair on fire. But he's kind of a weaker monster, so you wouldn't really need more than raw damage to take him on anyway. Got that update to the smaller monsters. A lot of interesting things are written on these monsters, kind of like extra reading. Bedtime stories. Anyway, continuing on. Got all these people in our live session. Party settings. Where is it? Is it triangle? Yeah, there it is. All these people. They're actually mostly of our rank, kind of. All new players. Except this one guy who's Hunter rank 49. Anyway, let's have a look at the map.
Right now,
See who else.
we're in Astera. If you want to go on an expedition, open your world map and choose your destination. For this expedition, we need to head to the ancient forest. We can expand expeditions as we delve further into the new world. Pretty good incentive to explore, right?
Okay, so now we have our world map available, where you can just freely choose to head out to any area you've discovered yet. As you can see, there's still empty areas of the map not yet discovered, but here's our main hub, Astera, and then the one zone that we've already been introduced to, Ancient Forest. And you can toggle between the area map and the world map by pressing square. That was what I was looking for earlier, and it wasn't available to us yet. So, who do I need to talk to yet? The commander, I'm guessing.
How are you feeling?
So, Hunter, have you gotten used to how things work around here? New world, new rules. It's something you have to get used to. But you will get used to it. You have to. Your life's counting on it. Not to mention others as well. Look around you. Everyone here, strange or crazy as they may seem, they're all crossed the sea just like you, and they've all carried out their duties. They looked the new world in the eye and realized the old way of doing things wouldn't cut it. Didn't stop them though. They had conviction. Do you have conviction, Hunter? You should get to know your colleagues. Maybe some of that craziness will rub off on you. Ha! Because you have to be crazy in a place like this. All living in upside down boats over here. Well, I think we're just about ready to set off on the next quest, which is an expedition. Guess an incentive for you to just go out and explore things. Well, I'm kind of getting tired. The badass top level guy has posted a quest. Imagine if we could join a rank 49 quest. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna be calling the stream here, and probably be continuing this on a regular or semi-regular basis. Possibly, depending on how much people are interested in seeing more of this. I've also got my main accounts, my first character, so I'm not sure how I'll be doing that, because I'd like to be consistent and get the whole story from A to B to C in sequence. Would be a shame to move to my main character and all of a sudden have a lot of story bits missing. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure how many people will be interested in seeing more of me kind of let's playing Monster Hunter World. We shall see. So I guess see you guys next time. Let's send off emote. Is there any gestures?